In the last episode, my 3D printed engine ran for almost 2 minutes before completely melting the piston. So today I'm rebuilding and upgrading all the parts that failed. Hello my friends and welcome to my laboratory. From the last episode's failure, we gathered a lot of data, so now we know what needs to be upgraded. First of all, let's start with the exhaust cam. After reading your comments and doing some research, I realized the exhaust valves are harder to open due to cylinder pressure, which explains why only the exhaust cam melted. So we are upgrading the material that the exhaust cam is made out of. To improve the reliability and strength of these parts, Elegoo decided to send me one of their new 3D printers, Centauri Carbon 2, which is an absolute game changer for this project due to its ability to handle reinforced filaments and produce much stronger functional parts. It can also print multicolor, storing up to 4 filament spools, so this printer is definitely gonna level up our project. Once again, a big thank you to Elegoo for sending me this unit. So I finished printing the camshaft. I decided to print it out of ABS for a better heat and friction resistance. I also installed new RS 6000 bearings and got the upper head all together. With the exhaust cam done, it's now time to work on the cylinder body. As you can tell, it got pretty crunchy. When it comes to the cylinder body, I think it actually upgraded itself due to all the heat exposure. I think the carbon fiber reinforced nylon actually annealed itself. So all I'm gonna do is make sure we have a flat surface that's gonna hold compression. After a bunch of sanding, we ended up with a usable flat cylinder body. The next part that needs to be replaced is the head, mostly due to the fact that the exhaust ports got clogged with all the debris that came from the piston and got ejected through the port. For that I actually stole one of the heads from the 2-cylinder 250cc flat engine. With the head ready, it's now time to work on the part that took the most damage in the last run, which is the piston. Because the carbon fiber reinforced nylon couldn't survive more than 2 minutes in the combustion chamber, I decided to go on a hybrid route and make the piston out of 3 parts: the crown, the skirt and an isolator in between. So first of all, let's make the crown. For that I'm gonna use this aluminum plate that I measured, marked and cut to length. Now that we have our stock ready, it's time to strap it inside the Carvera Air and start milling. When it comes to the beads, I'm using a single flute bead for metal that came with the machine. At 13,000 RPM, 0.4mm step down and a 1.3mm step over on the roughing stage, we have the parts ready in about 2.5 hours. As you can tell, there's still a bit of learning that I need to do when it comes to programming the cuts, but the parts came out looking amazing anyways. The 2 knobs are gonna ensure a good alignment with the skirt, and the 4 holes will secure the 2 sides together using bolts. All that was needed was to tap these holes using an M6 tap. So now that we have the piston crown ready, it's time to start working on a skirt. So I added some PA glue to my printer's build plate and I let it do its thing for the next 20 minutes. And this is what I ended up with. The print quality on the Centauri Carbon 2 looks absolutely amazing. The skirt is printed out of carbon fiber reinforced nylon. So with the 2 main parts of the piston ready, it's now time to work on a heat shield that's gonna protect the carbon fiber reinforced nylon from the high temperatures of the combustion chamber. And for that I'm gonna use this, a mica sheet. You've probably seen one of these 1,000 times without realizing, because the most common place you find mica is inside your microwave. This material resists to temperature up to 1000 degrees Celsius, blocks heat transfer, and stays stable without melting or burning. So we are going back to the CNC mill with our mica sheet. For these cuts, I used the exact same settings I used on the aluminum cuts. And this is what I ended up with. Some really nice clean cuts. So I got all 3 parts of the piston together. I installed the 4 M6 bolts and this is what I ended up with. I also did the clearance test on the cylinder and everything looked great. All that was left was to actually put everything back together and try to start this bad boy. There was a nice start on the very first crank, but the engine tried to run away, so I lowered the idle and I tried again. Okay, it's time to actually adjust the carburetor. Okay, so the engine actually ran for 1.5 minutes, but unfortunately the recording stopped. Obviously, if it's not recorded, it didn't happen. So, we are going for another long run, so I have enough data for the next episode to know what I have to upgrade. Yeah, let's go for it. So the engine is almost out of compression, it ran for 3 more minutes in short bursts. I'm not gonna post all the runs here just because I don't wanna kill the retention of this video. If you wanna check them out, you can go on my Patreon, they are there for free, you can watch them. So yeah, I think it's time to open this bad boy up to see what's inside. So after opening the engine up, the only damage I could find was this. A couple small gaps in the cylinder body through which the compression escaped. I think this happened due to the fact that the cylinder sleeve got so hot that it melted the top part of the crankcase where it was sitting on. The piston survived with no problem, even the compression ring survived, the cylinder sleeve was in a decent form. So now that we know what failed, we know what needs to be upgraded in the next episodes. Once again, a big thank you to Elegoo for sponsoring this video. You guys can check them out with the links in the video description. Thank you for watching guys and see you in the next one.